Live stream.
Thanks, Deb.
Terrific.
All right.
Jocelyn,
Thank you for coming.
I don't know, I didn't hear from him, so I don't know. So let's start. Are you ready, Jeremy?
It's going. I'm gonna log. I did attendance. You don't know where David is, so I'll mark him absent until further notice. But I got the other people present, the other members of the committee, and then I may step out. So at this point,
Okay.
because I need to do other stuff. So if you need to call me, call me.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Good evening, everyone. Today is April 14th. It's 7:08, and this is the meeting of the Health and Social Services Committee. I am Sandra Unger, the chairperson, Pat Cambria, assistant chair,
I'm Joanne Rubino, member.
and our guest speaker.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Jocelyn Bryce. I'm a veteran service officer with the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
First, so everyone knows the conduct statement. I'm not going to read it. We could look it over for a minute or two, and then we will continue. The minutes from the last meeting have already been posted because Pat does an excellent job and we get them right away. So now I'm leaving the meeting and turning it over to Jocelyn, and she will,
Do we need to do the conduct statement?
no, I said you read it quietly.
We read it.
Jocelyn, you have the full attention
Great.
of whichever.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Once again, as I briefly mentioned, I'm a veteran service officer and I work for the Veterans of Foreign Wars. But I work on a grant that is sponsored by the New York City Department of Veteran Services. What the grant allows me to do is to go into the local community. For example, I am assigned to all of the districts in the Bronx, all of the 9 council member districts in the Bronx. So I cover them all. I visit all of them at least once a month. And I also do my best to make my way around the different community boards. And the information that I would like to share with all of you this evening is that as a veteran service officer, I assist veterans with applying for benefits from the Veterans Administration. The benefits process can be overwhelming and complicated, especially for our elder veterans who are not very computer savvy, and a lot of these benefits required a lot of lengthy documentation. And so I assist the veterans with doing an entire package from beginning to end. I fill out all the applications, put together all the needed supporting documents. I submit them and do it all on behalf of the veteran until they get a final decision from the Veterans Administration. Now, what are these benefits? The benefits range from disability compensation for pensions, home loan program, educational benefits, survivor benefits, which go to the families of the veterans, and also burial benefits. So those are the top 6 benefits that most veterans seek. And I will actually just take that back. Healthcare is the other benefit that veterans don't always realize that they qualify to go get their health care from a VA facility. So again, I meet the veterans throughout the Bronx. I assist them with filling out all the applications, getting all the documentations that they need. I make sure that they're eligible for all of the benefits, and if they are, I apply for them. I follow through with them. I educate them and also walk them through the process. And if any of their benefits are not approved, I work with them to get them approved. I help them appeal any decisions that may not be in their best interest or they're not happy with. I assist them with that as well. And that is the bulk of what I do with veterans. I also assist families with locating the military records of their relatives that served a long time ago. I can point them in the right direction and assist them with that. We are also getting a lot more veterans here, not just in the Bronx, but throughout the city, asking for help in filing for getting tax exemptions from their property tax exemptions from the city and from the state, for example. Yes, ma'am. So those are also benefits that are available to veterans. And with that, I will take any questions that anyone may have.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Just want to repeat, you said you helped assist getting benefits for disabilities,
Yes.
pension,
Mhm.
education,
Yes.
survival benefits,
Yes.
burial benefits,
Yes.
healthcare, and there was one more,
Home loan.
home loan.
Yes. So in New York City, you can use the VA home loan program to purchase a home or a condo, but not a co-op. The VA does not, I know.
I don't understand why.
So the way the program works is that the government backs your mortgage. So if you take out a mortgage as a veteran, you get better rates from the bank because your loan, your mortgage is guaranteed by the government.
I see.
And they can only guarantee your loan if they can fully own the property.
Oh, wow.
As you know, you own shares in a corporation, and the government cannot own shares in any corporation. They can only own the property in its entirety. So it's the whole thing.
Wow,
Yes, ma'am.
very interesting.
And it also had said that you also assist families in locating their family members' military records. And tax exemptions, helping them get tax exemptions for property tax.
Yes.
City and state, she said.
And
Yes.
for city and state.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to.
Do you also help them say they need housing, veterans housing?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe they don't want to buy a house or a condo.
Great question. So the number one issue that most veterans, like most residents of New York City, face is housing insecurity, inability to find affordable housing. So I do not assist with locating local housing, but the New York City Department of Veteran Services does have housing counselors that all they do is assist veterans with housing. So what I do is I refer them to New York City. I connect them with New York City Department of Veteran Services so that they can get assistance immediately.
You're like a patient advocate almost.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I've been called that. So yes, I do. I connect veterans with the services and resources that they're looking,
Okay. So you,
even if it's not a service that I don't provide.
okay.
Well, so we used to call this information a referral.
Yes, yes.
That's really what you do.
Yes, I do a lot of referrals. That is correct.
And that's the important thing, but if you're helping to go through the whole process,
Yes,
especially with the elderly,
yes.
that's a big help.
And I am not the only person who works on my grant. There's 7 of us on the team. I'm just assigned to the Bronx. We have someone who covers Manhattan, so we divided it up by the boroughs. We have someone in Staten Island, and we have like 3 covering Brooklyn because it's that big. Brooklyn and Queens. I take that as Queens.
Right.
All right. So
Did you
we
say Staten Island?
we did. Yes, we do. So we assist veterans that live in all of New York City. Now, I've been to some offices where veterans come from across the water from New Jersey and come on down from Connecticut. If we can assist them, we will.
Oh, that's
Okay,
good.
that's good.
Yes, yes, we
Because
do.
they're veteran.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
And is this now how is this funded again?
So this is funded through New York City discretionary funding.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, I didn't know the city had done that. I mean, it's really.
This is our
We're in the
second.
council. This would be in the city council.
Yes, ma'am. And so this is the reason why we go to the council member's office and we service veterans in their districts, in their offices,
Uh-huh.
so that veterans don't have to wait on the phone for hours to speak to the VA or to have to go to downtown Manhattan, which is where the regional office for the Veterans Administration is.
Right.
That is where our main offices are, because we do keep offices there. And we have a full-time person who also works and sits there so that if veterans show up at our main offices, they will be assisted there as well.
Very cool.
Yes.
I have two questions.
Oh, I ahead, I was good.
You mentioned a bunch of, the many services that you provide assistance with. What about long-term care, nursing home, that sort of thing?
Yes, so the VA does provide long-term care for eligible veterans, and that is determined on a case-by-case basis. So if veterans are interested in getting assisted living to be, I should say, who enrolled or live at an assisted living facility with the VA does have several programs through that. And yes, we can assist with that as well.
Okay. And then,
Um,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
so there's several components to that. The VA will also assist veterans with what they call aid in attendance, which is where they will pay a home healthcare aide to come to their home to assist them with their daily needs and things like that. So these are all different eligibility that the veterans have to meet the requirements, and if they do, we will assist them in getting those services as well.
And then
Yeah,
my second question was your contact information, so that it, when the recording goes up, it can be, people can go online to our website and pull it up.
Absolutely. I'm not sure who to share it with. So,
Well, I have. She has it, and then there's also a QR code in the back of the card.
and I can send an email to the box for the community board
Okay.
to
Okay.
make sure that everybody has it.
Send it to me and I will forward it.
Yes, absolutely. And I
Right.
will also attach some resource flyers that are provided by New York City Department of Veteran Services. And it lists all the different areas that New York City Department of Veteran Services offers to all veterans in the city, in addition to veteran service officers like myself.
Now, we're having the health fair on April 25th. I spoke to you about it. But you weren't sure if you could make it to table or be at a table.
That's right. That's right. So what I will ask you to do, if you can send me an email,
Again, with the flyer.
yes, that would be fantastic. So that way I can put it on my calendar and be there.
That's great.
Right.
Well, if for some reason you cannot, because you have a scheduling conflict, maybe we can get a hold of some paper, some flyers and so forth, so we can put it at the table, because we're doing that with some people who cannot attend.
Absolutely. I will definitely put some flyers together. But if I cannot personally attend,
That would
I
be
can
great.
see if a colleague of mine can attend or someone
Fine.
from New York City.
Yeah,
So as long as
it's
you
next
have
weekend, next Saturday.
next Saturday.
The 25th.
I'm gonna email you a thank you anyway, like I normally do for everybody. And I'll send you the flyer
Perfect.
and the information again.
You got it.
That'd be nice. Okay, good.
Because I think, people come in off the street and we are veterans. I'd love to get my brother's stuff. He was in 101st Airborne during World War II.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So those are all records that are available for families to retrieve.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. So I'm aging myself. Is there anyone else who has questions or wants to speak? No, but you're quiet.
Very admirable.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate that. So if you hear of any veterans who need assistance, have them call their local council member
Okay.
and let them know that they want to see the veteran service officer. And so all of the local council members' offices know how to get.
So you know, in the city council, like, have you gone to, like, Elder Bowl? Shirley?
I think
Yes.
depending
I
on
go
where
there
they're
the
from.
third Friday of every month. I'm there at her office.
At Shirley, okay, so
Yes.
we'll put that in the minutes,
Yes,
that you got Shirley's,
I'm there the third
That's
Friday
our-
of every month.
right.
Yeah.
I could actually send you the days that I'm at each council member's district.
I would forward it.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Terrific, and then I'll
Okay.
forward it to Jeremy and the office, and they'll post it. Terrific.
Very good.
I mean,
Awesome.
it's wonderful, and you're doing a phenomenal job.
Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate that.
Because I know that a lot of the veterans, some of them don't want to get involved with the VA per se. They
Right.
go, it's too complicated, or they have to wait too long, but you're making.
But having a
process
point person.
so much
is
easier.
better, Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I always like to share some of my best cases with when I speak to folks, so that you can remember that we are here to help, and all of this is free to the veterans, is free to the community. We will never charge a cent for any of the work that we do. So at council members Encarnacion's district, I met a veteran there last year, and he tells me he served during the Vietnam era, and he suffered with a lot of ailments. And he
Agent
says,
Orange.
yes, and Agent Orange related, in addition to other contaminants and exposure to toxins and things like that. And so he says to me, you know, I've applied, but they say that I was not exposed to those toxins, that my conditions are not related to my military service.
Oh.
And so he had applied years ago and he had been denied.
Wow.
And so I said, well, let's take another look at your case. Let's go through it and let's see what we can do. And sure enough, the legislations have changed. The PACT Act of 2022, which was recently changed, that has been the largest expansion of health benefits and benefits in general to veterans. So I was able to assist him in refiling all of his claim. And because all of the records are now online,
Right.
you can retrieve them and you can look for them by dates and by location. So what we did is we put together a timeline and a narrative together for him. And
Wow.
he had all of his medical records at a local hospital. We got all those records. We got all his military records. We got all his orders. We resubmitted everything. And yes, it did take the VA a whole year to come back, but yes, they did come back. And he was awarded 100% disability compensation. Going back to all of those years, and not only
So
that,
retro, he got.
they
Wow. I knew she was. Yeah.
retroactive $25,000
Wow,
boom in his bank account, electronically
that's so
deposited.
nice.
In addition to him receiving $4,300 a month tax free for the rest of his
His
life.
life. That's a nice
Wow.
story.
When I called
I'm
him to
glad.
tell him that,
He was
he didn't believe it.
Right.
And he, he said, I want to cry. He was like, because
Oh,
no one had ever taken the time to go through everything and help me straighten this out. And I said, well, that's what I do. That's what
a
I'm
nice
here to
story.
do.
Right.
And it warms my heart because he says I've been suffering for so many years and I didn't know who to turn to or where to get help. And he just so happened to see a flyer from the council
See, there
member
you go.
that said, if you need help with veteran benefits, come to my office. And he
That's
did.
so nice.
And that is a
And
really good
he
spirit.
said, now I can retire in peace, him and his wife, because he said he
Wow.
was worried.
That is, yeah, that's a wonderful story.
Absolutely. So that's just one of many.
No, it's a great one.
Yeah.
And I have some, like I have a friend whose husband was in the Vietnam War. He doesn't want to talk about it. He won't go to the Vietnam. Meanwhile, he's had certain cancers and whatever. And I go, Freddie, it could be.
Yes.
And he was in Vietnam for several tours, but he's stubborn.
Right. And
Some are, and some are probably, they don't want to live through it again.
yes.
That's
You
true.
know, everybody will talk about some of his experiences.
Right.
but
Yeah.
But
And everybody's
in
different.
all of the bits and pieces from here and there can be overwhelming.
It
for
isn't,
them.
yeah.
And when you have someone who can walk you through the process, do the gathering, do the pulling, and oftentimes they tell me, I know that this one veteran, he says, I don't computer. He was like, I don't mess with the
Yeah.
computer. It's too much for me. And for some of these things, you know, he was like putting down a narrative, putting down a timeline. He was like, that's not something I can do. And I was like, well, we can do it together, you know? And I was like, you just tell me one by one and we'll put it together and we'll build your story. And that's what I do when I sit down with veterans. I take my time. It doesn't matter to me if it takes me 1 hour or an entire day to work on one case. That's what I do. So
But you're getting satisfaction.
I do.
Bottom
I
line.
am a veteran myself.
Yeah.
I served in the Air Force. I am also a surviving spouse. My husband served in the Navy and he passed away in the line of duty. So I am a family member and someone who is a passionate advocate for veterans. I use all of the services that I help veterans get. And so I am familiar with the process personally. And I've done this day in and day out
Second nature.
for 2 years now. So that, yes, I mean, no, I learn something new every single day because everyone's case is different. But I remind veterans not to give up. And that even if it takes the VA a month or a year, that we will follow through to the very end.
And the wonderful thing is, because my son works for the Department of Health and Human Services, he goes, Obama did the thing with the medical care that everything is online.
Right,
He goes,
yes.
people don't realize
It
how important that is to just,
Yes,
I didn't get
when
it.
you can go online and you see your records from medical records from 1955, when you went to see the eye doctor, when you were in Vietnam,
That's like really cool.
everything is scanned in. The majority of the records are scanned in. Yes.
Wow.
And you can search for them. You can do Vietnam medical records and you can search by keywords and they pulls it right up for you.
That's interesting.
it is.
My father-in-law was in World War II, but he was not old enough to enlist. But because his brother, he lied about his age.
Oh my God.
A lot of them did.
Yeah.
A lot of them did.
And but you know, like we did a lot of the homework because he received the Purple Heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a lot
That's
of things.
amazing.
Yeah. So there was, you know, my father-in-law now, he passed away at 101 years old.
God bless.
And he got to see the Purple Heart because he lost. I don't know what happened, but we were able to retrieve it.
Yes.
And get it was so
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can get copies of awards and any medals that a veteran has received. The family can, and
Right.
the government will give you extra
Wow.
copies so that the beneficiaries can have
And
them.
the children.
Yes,
Kids.
the children.
Yeah.
That's the thing. See, now my brother asked my mother to go to because he was like 17.
Mhm.
But that was the age that they,
Yeah.
when that war broke out, people, they went.
Yeah.
No ifs, buts, or ands. And she said,
Now,
and my other,
I know this is solely for veterans, but also does it affect their families? Like if they have grandchildren or, you know, like something, you know, if they for college.
Excellent question.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Good.
does. So family members, the surviving spouses
Yeah.
are entitled to burial benefits.
Mhm.
They're entitled to the home loan program that the veteran was getting, and also surviving spouse can be eligible for a pension or a disability compensation, which is dependency compensation as well. So yes, when a veteran passes away and he's got a surviving spouse, and the veteran passes away from a condition for which the VA was giving that veteran compensation, that widow is entitled to also receive
The widow's
compensation.
compensation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Wow, that's
Very cool.
Yes, and for educational benefits, especially for grandchildren. So the PACT Act has now made it possible where most veterans have educational benefits, and if you don't use them, you can transfer them to
Oh.
grandchildren. The key is that you have to do it while you're still living.
Yeah.
You have to do it. They are transferable, but also expired after a certain number of years.
so it's like a GI Bill, so to speak.
Exactly, because the GI Bill, veterans used to have to pay premiums into it. So they took it out of your paycheck. I mean, one veteran used to tell me that he remembers them taking $10 out of his paycheck, and he was mad that they were taking $10 out of his paycheck. But he said he never used it. So his son was able to use those benefits to go to dental school.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes, so they can be substantial.
Wow.
Thank you. Are there there are no motions to be made, but is there anyone else in the gallery or who has questions? Cynthia, do you have any more questions? Herbert, you don't have any? You sure? Okay. But you've answered, I mean, you got to the point, you explained everything. And I thank you, and I will get the information to you tomorrow. So now, old business.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Okay. The health fair is
Old business.
old business.
Right.
It is for everybody who's listening. It will take place on April 25th from 10 to 2. At 668 Allen Avenue. I look forward to everyone in the community coming. We have some good people there, and if Jocelyn can't make it, she's going to send over some stuff, and we'll
Yeah.
have it at a table for you to pick up and for your information. Is there any new business?
I just want to mention that I went to a meeting at the Morris Park Association, and they gave a Narcan training session there, and it really was very informative, and the woman that presented it was very, very good and thorough, and I just hope that we could get her to come in the fall, because that would be a great thing for the community board to get trained in if they want to, and and people from the community, because you just never know.
Pat told me about
Yeah.
that. I offered them a table at the health fair, and I filled out the applications, but I cannot open up the secure website. Maybe someone knows how to do it. We come in an encrypted thing, and I can't open it up. But I sent in the forms. And everyone finally figured out that they wanted military time. And,
But
you know,
you
I'm
said
doing
that,
that.
so they received the form.
They're right, because they had to do that, they didn't go to the encrypted
Well,
file.
that's the important,
Right, but it's done.
it's probably the secure message is, yeah, we'll be there. See, you have to see this thing.
I have it.
Should we end the meeting?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but then we'll talk about that.
Meeting ended at,
The meeting is ending at 7:37 PM. We have to call Jeremy to tell him to turn off.
yes, and what time did we begin?
7:07,
7:07.
something like that.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Have a nice evening.
Take care.
All right,
Okay, how do we, yeah, we
Or
go,
Jeremy.
we
I
end
gotta
the
get Jeremy, I gotta get his phone number.
I ended the okay, did I end the meeting? No.
When was
No,
the start?
maybe.
Yes, the start.
Okay, yeah. I did it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You stop the meeting?
I don't know,
Right, well, I'll call Jeremy anyway.
yeah. Cause I hit it, look,
I
And-
I-
Yeah, you did.
okay,
but you,
Clicking up there where it says end meeting, try